Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different to what I usually do. I've decided to do a little car tour because I can drive. Thought I'd do a little car tour because I just thought it's a nice sunny day. Just get a little bit out of the house and do something a little bit different, basically. It's also good for people that are looking for their first car, especially if you're young, to get a bit of an idea about the car that I have got. As you can see from the title, I have a Fiat 500. I've had this car for just over 2 years, and honestly I love it to bits. Like, seriously, love it to bits. I got my car in June 2018. But if you can see that, it's just because the aircon's on and something's flapping. So, sorry about that. I got it about a month after passing my driving test. In case you didn't know, which you probably wouldn't, I passed my driving test after a year's worth of lessons. But I passed it first time, and I passed my theory first time as well. So, I'm really proud of myself for that, because I never thought I would be able to do that. Like, yeah. The time I thought about driving when I was younger, I was convinced that I'd never drive and that I'd walk everywhere and, you know, get plenty of exercise. And then as soon as I thought about going to uni, I thought, well, I can't walk uni every day, can I? Passed my driving test, got this car, and this car is also second hand. General stereotype Fiat 500s is that it's daddy's little girl's car, so like your dad's paid it all for you and stuff like that. I don't see the problem with that. If a parent is willing to buy a first car for their kid because they can't afford it, then, you know, it gets them out there, doesn't it? So I have no issue with that. I didn't though, can I just say, I bought my car all by myself. I had no help whatsoever. I wasn't even lent money for this car. I saved for 3 years, and I paid it outright as well as my insurance. Over in England, insurance is like ridiculously high. I paid like £1,110 for my first year of insurance on this car. But that is only because over here, like, it depends on where you live, how long you've passed for, how many times you've claimed on your insurance. I live in quite a nice area, so if you say, like, I don't live in the centre of the city, I just live on the outskirts, so it probably would be more expensive if I lived in the city. I paid I think it was $6,100 for this car. The car I've got is a 14 plate, 6 years old now, only 4 when I got it, and it had only done 16,000 miles with 2 previous owners. Got this car when it was quite fresh. It had still just basically come out the womb, so 16,000 is nothing on a car really that's 4 years old already. I just wondered what my current mileage is, and it is 23,000 now. So since I've had it, I've done 8,000 something miles since buying this, and it's actually on 23,742 miles. So I've nearly done 24. So it's nearly 9,000 miles. So I'll show you around the car a little bit, and then after I'll give you a few more little tips about it. Okay, so this is what my dashboard looks like. As you can see, whatever the colour the car is the colour of the panel bit here. So mine is a really yellow colour, and I love it. Like, this is the reason why I bought the car, because I'm all for being very unique, and to be honest, back then I'd never seen a yellow Fiat. It was always just like whites, reds, light blues. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go for a yellow one. I just want to say as well, the inside of my car is a little bit of a tip. I haven't cleaned it out for a very long time. A case of me just being lazy. So if you do wonder why there is so much red, like, look, there's so much mess in here, but you know, it's real life. I'm not going to tidy it up and pretend that it's clean all the time. You got your aircon here, which is on now because it's absolutely sweating in here. And you got your radio, your CD, and your CD reject button. Let me just turn the radio on. Ah, that's loud, isn't it? Okay, so I've got Gem on at the minute. So this just changes the radio stations. And then when you put your CD on, I think I've got the Cooks on at the minute. So this just changes tracks as well. Some Fiats have more options here, like an aux cord and stuff like this, Bluetooth. Mine doesn't have anything. That's the only downside to my car. It doesn't have an aux cord cable anywhere. Trust me, I have been looking all over the place for it and I just can't find it. I got told that it had Bluetooth, but you have to have this blue thing called Blue Me, and I don't have it either, so that's why I completely rely on CD. The version of Fiat I've got is from the Colour Therapy, I think it's called, selection, which is where you get the light blues and the like mint green, the pink colours. So any of the pastel colours and that come from the Colour Therapy as well. If you search it on like the internet, you will find it. What we've got here is city steering. This makes your steering wheel a little less stiff when you're turning. And my dad made a comment about it feeling like a bumper car because it's just so easy to turn around in corners, which is good for when you've just passed. This is our hazard lights here, which sometimes I leave on by accident. And then you've got your fog lights here, which I've only used like once. You've got your cold to warm air conditioning, whatever level you want it on. So like, I've just turned it on full blast and then turn it back down. If you press this button in, so that, I don't know if you can see it, but that turns orange, which means that it'll come through colder. That only works if you have the engine on. And this is a button that will determine whether the air that's coming through is the air used in the car or air coming out the car. Now I always have it on that because the air in the car is always like so hot. Then you've got obviously where your aircon's gonna go. So this is for your, obviously, your window screen when it needs demisting, I mean. This is a start and stop. My car has start and stop system, which means like it stops if you brake for a long time. The engine will just completely turn off and then it will turn back on when you're, I think it's when you put the clutch down. And then this is my back windows demister, so you just turn that on like that. This is for the windows, like that. Obviously this one. And hey, look, there's another Fiat. Shall I go do a tour of that one instead? That is all just like aircon and the windows and anything else. And you've got like, I've got a little bag there full of CDs that I've borrowed off someone. Chrome like mirrored door handles. And then you've got your air cons and your speaker there. I've got my little Yankee candle air freshener. Can I just say these aren't that good? But I only put this out last week and it just literally smells like cardboard now. And then this is a little thing that I got from Mallorca. Like an artist, she made it out of the sand from the beach. And I just like to have it there just to remind me of the good memories I had on the beach. The rest of the windscreen, another speaker, and then we're on the driver's side. Here's the important bit. So let me just move my chair back. Okay, so I've moved my chair all the way back so you can see because I'm so small and I have to have like my chair right up. You've got like a gear knob here that is like a pool ball, and which also matches the colour of the car. Tells you there like what gears are where, so your reverses like down here and all this. To reverse as well, you have to lift this up and then like in. I'm not gonna do it just in case I crash into the garage or anything. Handbrakes here. I've got some sweets and some Maltesers that are probably melted. I've got my little charging port here that I charge my phone in. But yeah, so these are just it's a cup holder. So, but sometimes I just like to take a sweet out and munch on it. And then you got my white steering wheel with like the shiny black centre with the Fiat sign on it. As well as the colour, the steering wheel I also liked about this car because it was white and it just stood out. The only thing I would say is that whenever I've had like, you can see where my hands have been when I've had something to eat, or like I've rubbed my face and I've got foundation on and I can't seem to get it off, but oh well. I can't reach the pedals! Ah! Then you've got the dashboard here. You can see that that's all flashing because it's the phone camera, it's not actually flashing. So you can see the time and the date and how many miles you've done, and that says city because like I said before about the city driving, I've got it turned on. Obviously this is your miles an hour that you go. These are just on when you turn the ignition on, and that's the sign to say I haven't got my seatbelt on and stuff. There's my handbrakes on, and then I've got my start and stop turned off. This is to change the menus and stuff when you've got it turned on. And then this is your indicator. This turns your headlights on and off because they're not automatic. Side turns your back window wiper on. I've got it turned off, so if you push it down once it goes down on automatic. If you push it down again it just does a generic speed, and then if you turn it like that it goes absolutely fast. That's the over dramatic windscreen wiper. With this lever as well, you turn the screen wash on, so if you lift it forward your screen wash comes on, and then if you lift it that way your back screen wipers do their thing. That's basically it. So easy controls, they're not too complicated, and they're just right there in front of you. And then you've got my earphones. So this is my left and my right, and this is whereabouts I position them. So I've got that on my right, it moves like that, and then to turn it off you just do that. What I like about this car as well is you can lock yourself in when you're in the car, so you just press the handle in like that, and then when you want to come out you just do that. So whenever I've been in an area where I don't feel quite safe and I'm like waiting for someone to get back in the car, this definitely goes in like that. That's the front of the car, the front seats. And I'll just say as well, these seats are quite good. So you think of a Fiat as having not much space at all, but it's actually got quite a lot. The seat is all the way back I think, so it's got quite a lot of leg room down there. My boyfriend's 6'5" as well, so you can tell he's been sat in there. Also had like 4 people in the car that have managed to fit in the back as well as the front. To be fair, it looks small on the outside but it's quite big on the inside, so it's like the TARDIS really. And then you've got a little glove compartment thing right there, and then a little secret compartment which won't be secret for much longer. There is a secret compartment underneath the seat of the passenger side. You just lift that bit up and then up, and then you've got a little compartment thing here which I didn't know was there until about 6 months after I had the car. So put that back. Okay, so I'm going to show you the back seats. So you've obviously got your 2 seats, you've got your little windows on the sides and a little shelf compartment there. That's my CD case because, as I've already said, I haven't got an aux cord or Bluetooth, so I've got to use CDs really old-fashionedly. You go again with my messy mats there. You've obviously got your 2 drinks compartments here, which are usually full up with like McDonald's Cokes or anything like that for about 2 weeks. So this is what my car looks like on the outside. So it's nice and yellow. It's like a mustard yellow. White mirrored wheel trims, look. Let's go. Hi. And then you've got a nice mirrored chrome boot lever button thing. So boot space. So this is my boot. I've got my parcel shelf here which you can take off like this. Sorry for all the junk I've got in my boot. I had to clear my locker out at work, so I still got all my stuff. it's alright for if you're just one person and you're going shopping. You can fit about 5 bags of shopping in here, and it's all good in the hood. So the boot space is pretty good for a small car, really. So you've got all this room here. So this is the back, obviously. We all know what a Fiat looks like from the back side. And then obviously I've got my chrome door handles as well. And then you've got my wind mirrors that are also white, that go with wheel trims. And you have to pull these in manually in my car, like that. So there's not, I've got a cobweb on there. It looks quite clean on the outside, on the camera, but like, trust me, it's dusty as hell. So that was the tour of the car on the inside and the outside. So if you are a young person and you're looking for your first car, I would totally suggest a Fiat. I think it's good for a first car because, like I said, the mechanics of the car are not too complicated. It's a nice small car, so it's easy to park and stuff, because let's face it, like parallel parking and that, oh, don't even go there. They are cheap on the road tax. Tax is only £30 a year in England, so it's not expensive to keep it on the road. Got city steering, which makes it easier for you to manage the steering wheel and that, so it doesn't feel like you're driving a bus. A full tank of petrol is around £40 to £35 as well. Okay, so that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you liked it. I hope it opened up your envisions of having a Fiat. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and to subscribe to my channel for all my future videos. I'll see you soon in another video, and make sure you stay safe on the road. Bye bye.